In this episode of the podcast, I want to talk to you about a very important subject, and that's trusting God when life is falling apart, when things really, really hurt. You know, we all should just be honest and admit it. There are times in life when it is incredibly hard to trust God. Times when painful things are going on, when disappointments are happening. Times when painful things are going on, disappointments are happening. Things that you never in your wildest dreams would have wished on anyone are happening to you. And you're God's child. How do you explain that? Aren't you supposed to be protected? Aren't you supposed to be blessed? We see God is about bigger things than just our comfort. God is about the redemption of this entire world, and He does it by showing His glory to the people who are without Him. He wants them to see how marvelous He is, how great He is, the magnitude of His majesty, so that they will be drawn to Him and place their faith in Him. And the way He does that many times is through what He does in our lives as His children when hard times are happening. You see, the world is not going to be impressed for God to just make everything in our lives rosy. The world's going to be impressed when they see someone who's just like them, a human being, who struggles, who fails, who has hard times, but who handles those hard times with the grace that God provides. It's a kind of grace that they really can't understand. You know, those hurts that happen in our lives are not wasted. Look at this passage. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3. It says, "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercies and God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our affliction, so that we may be able to comfort those who are in any affliction, with the comfort with which we ourselves are comforted by God." You see, Pastor Rick Warren says what that verse is telling us is that God never wastes a hurt. And Paul tells us right there that when a hurt comes into our lives and we go through that difficulty and God brings comfort into our lives, whether it's through the removal of the issue or whether it's through helping us get through it, that comfort God has put into our lives so that He can use it to comfort someone else when their time comes. You see, God never does waste a hurt. And trusting God in those hard times is to say, God, I believe You are good. I believe that You are doing good, even in this horrendous thing that's going on, because You are working all things together for the good of those who love You and are called according to Your purpose. That's God's promise in Romans chapter 8, verse 28. So I want to encourage you, my brother and my sister, as you go through hard times and as your children go through hard times, learn how to trust God that even this hard thing is something He's going to use for your good and for His glory. The ministry of Christian Home and Family is all about helping you build a legacy of faith in your family that will last for generations. I want to know if there's any way I can help you do that. Please let me know at christianhomeandfamily.com/contact. And if you could leave a rating and a review for us on iTunes, that would be great help to us in getting this podcast in front of more and more people. You can learn how to do that at christianhomeandfamily.com/iTunes.